Hello, hello. Is everyone, can everyone hear me? I'm on new tech today, so I want to see if you guys type in the message or the chat as people start to come in, if you can hear me. Okay, I can see you guys. There might be a delay. Hello. I see somebody in here. But my assistant can't see me. It says waiting. Hold on. People are in here. Purpleness 64. Do you? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see how this tech holds up because um maintain. Okay, I don't even need to see this notification. Um yeah, good everything. I am from Nubia. Nubia, is that how I say that? Hi, Cap Bravo 8. Hello. Hello. There's definitely a delay. Hi, Shepherd Essence. How are you? Hello, hello. So good to see you guys. Come in, come in. So I'm streaming from I use Riverside to do my podcast recording and they have a stream feature. So I'm streaming from Riverside today, which we might have a delay, but the reason I'm streaming from here is because I don't know. Is it by Karen Hunter? I never even researched that. Anyway, the reason I'm streaming from here today is because I was going to give you guys the opportunity, if you would like, to come in and talk to me, ask me questions live, and I can do it in my Riverside app. So let me know if anybody wants to do that. I'm going to actually share the link in the chat right now. Um, And you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to, but I said I was going to start doing this in 26. And what did I say? Why wait? What are we waiting on? So it's 26. So if somebody wants to come in, I'm going to leave that link there and just say hello to everyone and just give everybody a chance to come in. Because I was trying to test it earlier, and my assistant and I, and anyway, I was trying to do it privately and then people were in the room. So I just figured I'm just going to go for it. And so I'm going for it. And you guys can hear me and it seems to be working. So the link is there. If anybody wants to join me, if anybody has a question they want to ask live, you can turn off your camera. You don't have to be on the camera. But I always thought that would be fun. Let me close this notification. So, guys, tell me what's going on today. What's going on tonight? It's the third Thursday in January. Can you believe that? But it's only the third Thursday because January 1st was on a Thursday. I was thinking that we were going to end up having this call next week, but crazy. It's the third Thursday. Anyone? Hello. Okay, it takes me a while. Tolo, what? I don't know. The more V2D. I am I not spelling that or saying that correctly? Hello. So tell me guys what's going on. It's the third Thursday. I don't have anything specific I wanted to talk about today, but I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to talk to me if you would like. MLK birthday, yes, Monday. Are you guys taking off? Are you off on Monday? I always say I'm going to be off, but I'm never off. I always end up working. I like to work on holidays actually. Working on holidays is calming to me because I feel like nobody else is working. So I always like to work on holidays. I know it sounds crazy, but is everybody off or planning to be off? Yes. Um, Tolo, the more, how do I say to love more? Duh. Okay, sorry. To love more. I really enjoyed the last interview you had, and my notification is set for the next one. Yes. I don't know if I'm gonna have an interview next week. Maybe I might have a special type of episode that I recorded a while ago. Yes, to something Taylor. Hello. Yes, I am live. Hello. And for those of you who are just coming in, I have a link that I'll just keep pasting. And Carolyn, if you want to keep pasting in the chat as well. If you guys want to come on live with me tonight and talk to me, it is open and available to you. Same about working. Yeah, I like I mean, I won't work on Christmas. I mean, that's a little taking it too far because usually I'm cooking or something, but I actually like to work on holidays. So if it's like Labor Day or and I'm not like at a party or an event, ooh, I just love to work. I have a problem. I have a problem. So what's going on, you guys? Who saw yesterday's episode with Ty Robinson, who wrote Surviving Toxic Workplaces? It's probably gonna it's mirrored, so it's gonna be reversed. Anyone? What did you guys think of that episode? I'm just waiting on y'all to say something. I thought it was a good episode. I thought it was really good. Ty and I met because of her book. When I heard about it, I was like, no, 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 this woman has got to be on the podcast. So we jumped on a call like, I don't know, one Saturday a few months ago. And we ended up on the phone for like, I don't know, 2 hours. So we have been just chit chatting it up and connected. And when she told me her story, I was like, oh my gosh, I know she needs to come on. Also, just to share the resources that are out there for us. But for those of you who haven't seen it, Ty Robinson was our guest yesterday. She wrote this book, Surviving Toxic Workplaces, and she was in HR, her coffee no cream moment, and she was actually in HR, and she was not protected. She had one of the employees at the place that she worked at came to her to report some racist, microaggressive behavior. And when she reported it to her higher ups, then she became a target and ultimately lost her job. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. Yeah, she really did share her experiences. It was really, really a good interview. So I enjoyed that. And I was glad to finally get her onto the podcast. So anything anybody want to share with me? How's your week going? How's your 2026 going so far? Is anybody working on anything or making progress on any goals that they've set so far? We're on the 15th. Hasty retreat. What does that mean though? Hasty retreat. Explain. What are you guys doing in 2026? What's going on? Have you started something? I know I said I'm not a big resolutions girl because I feel like I just try to change the way I am instead of trying to make these declarations that I'm going to do something. But I have some things that I've started. What have you guys started? I started posting on LinkedIn. So I do videos. I'm trying to write. So I've only done a few videos and written one article. I'll do another article tomorrow. But what else is going on? What are you guys doing in 2026? How's your 2026 going? Anyone? Hmm? Pop over on YouTube and see if I can see. I'm just going to, because they make you leave fast. Yeah. So, Purpleness, you said your job is toxic. What's going on? Share. Do you want to come on live? Do you want to use the link and talk to us? Thriving after. Oh, yes. Shepherd Essence did a motion hour with me. We did it last week. She says, yes, I'm thriving after our motion hour and feedback. I have lots of tools that I am using to make it happen. That's amazing. I did a motion hour with Shepherd Essence, and it was really, really good. And I'm glad you got something out of it. So for those of you who need that kind of thing, you can go to coffeenocream.com/motion. Okay, Purpleness, you said scary. What's scary? Your toxic job? Do you want to talk to us about it? Please come share. I would like to know. I've got this notification. Let's see. Okay. Anyone? Okay, we got my goal for this year is to pour into myself and stick to my hobbies. What are your hobbies? Gabby B8708. Toady Taylor, I think that's how I say that. I'm making my exit plan from my job. I also love the last episode. I need to get that book. Yes. Survivingtoxicworkplaces.com. Yeah, job hunting at 61. What do you do, Purpleness? Yeah, job hunting, I think anytime is a pain in the ass. And I think especially right now because everybody's saying how hard it is. Is there a possibility that you could do your own thing, or is job hunting the way you want to go? You just want to get to the end of your work years. I don't know how many years you're going to work yet. Oh, look, I can show a comment. Look at, I'm fancy. Okay. I need to do an exit plan. Okay. All right. Have you started your exit plan? Do you have feasibility in your finances and all of that? I tried the link. I need to try it again. What link? Oh, surviving toxic workplaces? What link did you need to try again? Let me put them in the chat for the book. Surviving toxic workplaces.com. And then for motion hour, coffeenocream.com/motion. Okay. Okay, somebody said, Lysandra Martin says, well, my 2026 started off on medical leave of absence from my hostile work environment. And of course, I reached out to the ethics department. Yeah, how did that go? When you reached out, did you take FMLA as part of your medical leave? My understanding is you can do that. Did you? Come on, guys, talk to me. Somebody wrote, I like, Gabby says she likes to crochet, knitting, art. I want to learn to sew as well. Yeah, this girl that I train with, she has like the cutest stuff that she does. And she um she had this like cute crossbody bag that she knits in all these different colors, and she just does really cute stuff. I was going to take a knitting class. I got all the knitting stuff one time, and I never took the class. I never took a class. I just find other things to do. My sister's a big knitter. Um and I do have a sewing machine because I used to have the clothing line, but I haven't pulled that thing out in so long, but it's such a wasted thing downstairs. Short-term disability. Okay, purpleness, what link isn't working? Which one? I know that you can take I've heard that you can take FMLA for mental um you know, when you're having, toxic mentally, toxic work environments. Development in a hospital. What are you saying? I can't open the link. I don't know what that means. Tell me what link you can't open. Did I put it in wrong? Okay. Hi, MC Guinness, Texas. Am I saying this right? Christina? Yes, Xtina. Hello. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Um, what link isn't working? The one that you want to come and talk to us on, Purpleness? Is that the link that's not working? Purpleness 64. You said the link wasn't working. Tell me so I can try to share it with you again. Okay, it's good to have things to do to take your mind off of work if you can't leave right away. Yeah, and honestly, sometimes you can't leave right away. You know, um, sometimes you can't leave right away. And, but if you have something to work on while you're working towards leaving, then that helps. Okay, let me try the link again, you guys. So there's a link to watch your stream and participate. No, join a conversation. Okay, maybe I did the wrong link. Okay, let me try this link. Try this link and see if this works. Purpleness. Okay. Ms. Kendra 96 says, for 2026, I've decided to start getting back into reading. If you have any fun book recommendations, please let me know. Yes, in the Facebook group, I put my latest book that I'm reading. I get so tired and fall asleep, so sometimes it takes me a really long time to read. But what kind of books do you like? Because anybody comment um, in the comments. Okay, so right now I'm reading King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. It's about this guy who goes home. It's and S.A. Cosby is a black author. Um, but tell me what you want to read. I've read so many books in the last couple years, like I'm becoming a better reader. I do read a lot of romance trash, not trash, but like Kennedy Ryan, Tia Williams stuff. I read that. Um, okay, Purpleness, do you want to try that link if you want to come on? Lysandra Martin writes, dealing with ethics department is crazy. They are acting like I'm the one on investigation. I would love to talk about it after this is over. Or yeah, maybe share your experience. Purpleness, did you try the link? Yeah. I've read a lot of books. I'm gonna keep talking about books. Um, The Vanishing Half I read in 20 The Vanishing Half, it was on Obama's favorite book list in 2023. It's really good. It's about these two twin sisters, well, set of twin sisters, and yeah, you might have to get the app to join. Yeah, if you get the app to join, you can join me. Um, that's how Riverside works. So I might try to do something different next time. It took me, yeah, you got to download the app. They make you download the app. I think that's what you're gonna have to do. Purpleness. But The Vanishing Half is about a set of twins. who they're able to pass, and it's like based, I think it starts in like the 50s or maybe even the 60s, and they run away from home together, and then one of them just like disappears on the other one, never to be seen or heard from again. And we later find that she's living and she's passing, and the other one stayed. And they're from this town in Louisiana where only light-skinned mixed people go. Like, I don't know if this was really a real place. Maybe there are towns like that, but that's what it's about. That was really, really good. Yeah, Riverside is an app. So if I think you're gonna have to get the app to be able to join me. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. Riverside makes you do. I tried to send another link to you, but it didn't seem to work. What books are you guys reading? To watch and participate via chat. You're already participating via chat. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to get the link. But if for those of you who want to go through that and want to come on, I'm gonna paste the link here again. Okay. Yeah, thrifting is fun. I like to thrift for house stuff. I'm a home thrifter. Like one time, my dining room table, you guys, when I first moved in my house a few years ago, I had these dreams I was going to get this like marble table, and I was like, I got to get my money together for that. And then my dad calls me one day. He was like 80 at the time, like 79, and he was in the thrift store, and he's like, I think I found you a table, and I'm just like, really? And you have to talk an old person through how to use the phone. So I teach him how to turn it around. He shows me the table in the thrift store, and it looked really cute. So I thought, okay, this is going to be like a temporary dining table. And anyway, he ends up getting it. And I said, how much is it? And he was trying to videotape me like this. And then he comes around to the front of the phone, and then he's like, it's $75. So anyway, it was $75. It's like a real wood table. So I get the table here, and it's like counter height, but it's got two leaves in it, and it's extended. Anyway, I had to get it cut down, but I'm never getting rid of that table. It's a great table. Thrifting is where it is at. Um, let's see. And I also thrifted my dining chairs. I got them from this guy who has a warehouse full of furniture here, and he gets all this mid-century modern stuff. So I got some really nice old Stanley, I think they're Stanley chairs, like 5 dining room chairs, and with like $500, which is cheap. Romance trash sounds great. I like those recommendations. Yeah. If you've read Kennedy Ryan, she has a lot of series. You should read her. Tia Williams has really good books. I have to go back in my books and see. Um, Somebody said binge watching. Did you guys watch His and Hers on Netflix? Super good. Yes. Is that my girl? KNL 9674. I think that's my best friend is in the chat. um if you ever heard me talk about my friend that came when I was 10. Uh-oh, somebody's come in. Hi. Hi, Jen.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
I just came in from walking home from the store. I still
Share
have my
with us.
coat on. I still have my coat on.
Well, you could have taken it off, but thank you for joining me. Welcome. What do
Thank
you want to talk
you.
about?
Um, I'm just trying to keep my sanity while I'm dealing with. We have a Trump supporter who's at the job, and
Mm,
she went after my coworker who's an immigrant from Morocco, like she was trying to fight her.
like physically?
And yeah, and
This,
the woman is too afraid to really stand up for herself. Um, yeah, and they didn't do anything about her.
how is it for you being there?
It's um, it's a mess because I've already had talks with HR about like my boss and how he talks to me. He says, "Oh, I feel like you're always having computer problems." And I said,
Hmm.
"Looky here." I said, "Looky here." I'm like, I help friends with tech support. I used to work at Harvard and at MIT at the same time.
All right.
part-time. Like, I don't
Right.
know who you think you're talking to. Like,
Mm.
and then I took this stress management course through the hospital, and it said when people say always and never, they're thought distortions.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically said, he's gaslighting all the time.
When you say, wait,
And
wait, wait, when you say
uh
thought distortions, when they say always and never, this is a good
yeah,
lesson, ladies. Listen, when they say always and never, you mean that gaslighting. Basically, they're trying to distort what we say or get in our heads to get in
or
to.
or or say like you're always having computer problems, and it's
Uh
like,
huh.
no, I'm not. Your computer systems are shit. Maybe
Right.
that's
Right.
why.
Right.
So yeah, that was one of the things. And
Mm-hmm.
when I spoke to HR, I said that's from stress management. That's a program through the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so it seems like our department is the one that gets shit on and gets treated like bastard stepchildren, you know.
Can you share what you don't have to share where you work or anything like that?
Mhm.
Can you share what it is you do?
I process donations for a major hospital
Okay.
in Massachusetts. So we
Okay.
process donations, we take calls, we do a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah,
How long have
with
you been there?
donations. 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and
So
I was making some headway job hunting, but of course, the tangerine tyrant got in office and everybody froze.
yeah.
I'm still looking. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm dealing with a medical condition, and I wonder if it's stress induced.
Yeah.
And I go to acupuncture like once a week,
Mm-hmm.
and that helps. And maybe I need to stick some pins in my voodoo doll. I don't know.
And I was thinking, I recorded an episode with a girl that I might post next week, and it's
Mhm.
about medical, and it's not our typical coffee no cream, but I guess at this point, and I don't know how old you are, but I think my stressful physical symptoms started when I was like 19, 20,
Mhm.
so at this point, it probably is, and I
Yeah.
shared with
Yeah.
you guys, this stuff is important to me because I shared with you guys, well, I shared on the episode yesterday, my mom passed away at 49. And I know
Wow.
she was stressed out. And Ty Robinson, um, who we had on the podcast yesterday, her mom passed away at 45. So this is not a joke,
Yeah. Because we
what
suffer from weathering,
mhm, mhm,
right?
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weather, and even I work hybrid, and even there are people who are not white who work in buildings and grounds, so they have to be there, and they started taking pot shots at me. I came in, and they're like, "Oh, did you almost forget to come in?" I'd go to leave, and the man was like, "Can I go home too? Can I leave too?" And I told him, "You're not a tree, you can move." And then I was
Mm,
walking and ran into another coworker. He says, "Oh, you're done for the day. That's it. You're finished." And I'm like, I don't know why people are so obsessed with my job schedule and what I do.
mhm.
So I told HR, I'm like, first of all, they're harassing me. It's none of their business. And I said, I am grown.
Do you feel like your job is in jeopardy?
Um, I don't, but who knows?
Mhm.
Who knows?
Mhm.
From
So you
from from time to time, who knows?
so what's your exit plan? Do you have one?
I don't.
Mhm.
I'm hoping the aliens invade and an asteroid hits. That's about it. I mean, I'm just job hunting and documenting different things. I went to take off 3 days for surgery, and my boss was feeling some type of way, like he didn't
Mhm.
want me to do it. Worried about coverage, and you need to be mindful, and blah blah blah. And at the time, I was seeing a therapist, and my therapist said, "Well, screw it, take medical leave."
Yeah.
And so instead of 3 days, I took 6 weeks. And it's like, okay,
Mhm.
you could be quiet or you could be next.
Yeah.
Because I had to get like extensive female surgery. I had to get an ovary assist and two fallopian tubes taken out.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
was only asking for 3 days. And he, and I'm like, okay, cool. I see you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took 6 weeks off.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard too many stories. I have a family member who sued a hospital because they needed an accommodation,
Hmm.
and the hospital told them if they didn't come back to work, it was going to be a problem even after, they had the accommodation.
Yes.
So you hear these kind of stories all the time. Yesterday in our episode, Ty talked about while she was going through breast cancer and getting treatment, they were calling her when she was at her treatments. So, mhm,
Oh yeah.
mhm,
I mean, and I said, when I spoke to HR about it, I'm like, we work for a hospital, right? So someone getting surgery, like, what's up? And then I came back and one of the Trump supporting coworkers said, oh, I can't believe they gave you 6 weeks off just for a cyst. What did you do? And I was like,
yeah.
Half up. There's only so much she tries with me, and then I just started icing her out. I really stopped
Why did
dealing
you
with her,
tell her? Yeah, why did you even tell her what you were off for?
and I was just like, I said, it's a moot point. I said, I've taken it and I'm back, and it was
Right.
approved. I said,
Hmm.
so, like, what's up?
Well, Jeanette, it sounds to me like you need an exit plan. Um, and I don't know where you are in the process. I know you said you would kind of, everything had stopped and, but it sounds like you're a highly educated individual. Um, and maybe it's time to put something in motion, like an exit plan in motion, like seriously, because this is not okay.
Oh yeah, it's not cool at all. Like when it was time for me to get promoted, he was like, "Oh, we sort of forgot about you because we were trying to onboard this person." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" I said, "The
Hmm.
same person that was crying those crocodile tears when we were talking about George Floyd, and now you're like, you forgot about me." And it got to the point where someone who was there less time than me, had less seniority than me, got promoted to the same level as me at the same time.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
and they've just abandoned DEI really because they had like
Yeah.
this credenza where they put stuff that they're giving away, and it was a book about DEI, and I'm like,
Hmm.
I could
Hmm.
tell you all have abandoned it.
Oh yeah.
I
A
could
lot of
tell.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I had Tammy on a couple weeks ago. She was a DEI specialist expert, and I guess at the beginning of 2024, she had a federal contract ended, DEI consultant, and then her
Hmm.
private clients started walking away. They just don't care.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It,
Mhm.
it
And
it
they're,
was like, yeah. Karen Hunter said that lasted for, we had a narrow window
mm-hmm,
of this supposed racial reckoning. We had a very narrow window, and then it's going back to these things because there was one white coworker said, I find you intimidating, Jeanette.
mm-hmm. Well,
It's like,
yeah, woman.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
got an afro. Someone said
Yeah.
I look militant.
Yeah.
I guess they see me in a black beret
You know,
carrying an AK AR-15 and wearing black leather jacket. I guess that's what they see
I
me.
it's so funny you're saying this because when I had this one client, the crazy one that I always talk about, the husband was a little man. And whenever I would see them and I had to meet with them in person, I would never wear my hair froed out because I'm 5'9" and a half. And I've got the fro, it was too much for him. You know what I'm saying? And when I would go visit them, I would be like, I was like an animal at the zoo. They were so intrigued, but I knew I would intimidate him more if I froed out. Yeah, so I always just put my hair like up into something contained because, and it's a shame that we have to do that, but I just knew what I was dealing with. I knew who I was dealing with.
Yeah, there's so much like misogynoir because
Mm-hmm.
I was doing errands and there was this man who was like a short man, and I swear every place I went, this man was like nearly knocking into me, was acting like he didn't want to acknowledge me. And I'm just looking at him like, and someone said, may he come back shorter in his next life.
Yeah.
Just looking at him like, what the dude? Act
Yeah.
like you see me. Yeah. So yeah, an exit plan is definitely what I need because everybody else is leaving.
Yeah.
Um, you got people with, their weaponized incompetence of things. And one of my
hmm
colleagues, he'd been there 6 years, he left. And
hmm
so, and then
Yeah.
we went through a merger with other hospitals, and so that's just a whole hot mess.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you've definitely got to keep us posted.
Hmm.
I think you, I think you need to start to put one in place. Whatever. Oh, great. My light's doing something crazy. Hold on, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there was another person I was following. Um,
hmm
I won't mention any names, and I used to post their videos on Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky, and they
Uh-huh.
commented. They commented me, "Oh, stop copying my videos here." And I was like,
Whoa. You were posting their videos on Blue Sky and they said to
"Yeah."
stop copying them? Why?
I was
That's promotion.
sharing. It was
Right.
weird. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
don't
but what?
listen.
Hey,
Don't
yeah, it's
don't
like
do it.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
whatever. So it was like one of the pieces of advice they had was,
You might want
get
to.
an exit plan in place before they put you on a performance improvement plan, a
Yeah,
PIP, I think they call it.
get an exit plan in place. Get make sure feasibly you're good financially. Like you have enough runway to do what you need to do. Just start it now because you can't control that, and it just sounds like they might be after you. So
Hmm. Oh yeah.
definitely, yeah, reach out to me if you need help with that for sure.
Okay. That
Yeah,
sounds good. That sounds
yeah.
good.
hmm
Yeah. This is the I think no, is this one of the first times I've called in.
Well, we
So,
haven't. This is the first time we've ever done call-in, so yes. So,
oh,
so thank you for being brave enough to come on.
I'm the youngest of 8 children.
Oh, okay. So you
I,
had to just
I'm the
speak up.
I'm the brave princess, and I'm a June Gemini.
Not a June Gemini.
You've heard of those, right?
I,
It's one of the signs they say if you can't send Satan, you send a June Gemini, and you send some of these other
I have a good friend
zodiac
that's a
signs.
June Gemini, but I've lost some June Geminis as well.
Uh-huh. Well,
So
thank you. So I feel better.
thank you so much for joining. Yeah, and keep us posted and let me know if you need help.
All right. Thank you
All
so
right. Bye,
much. Take
Jeanette.
care. Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
Okay, guys. See, Jeanette came on. That was fun. My light broke, so I don't know what's going on. Oh, wait. Maybe it'll come on now. Oh, there it goes. Okay. It might break again. All right. All right. Back to the comments section. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Yes. Do you guys get his email? His 321 email? Great productivity email. Okay, the light's going to be a problem. I'm just going to let it go today. I'm going to be in the dark a little bit. I got another light, but it's not lighting me so well. Okay, sending love to caller Jeanette. So many workplaces feel like spiritual war zones for Black women. Yes, and I want more for us. I want more for us too, which is the reason I started this podcast. But we got to want more for ourselves, and we've got to want more for ourselves. And when I say that, you know, if you want more for yourself, sometimes you have to do the hard things. And staying in these jobs, I guess, is the devil you do know sometimes. And I'm a big proponent of going out and doing your own thing entrepreneurially, but is that Nuriela? Whatever. I'm an entrepreneur, but if that's not for you, even just, taking a leap and leaving and going to a better opportunity, a different job. Um, yes, that was fun. Positive vibes and prayers. Yeah, let me see what I missed while we were talking to Jeanette. Love Kennedy Ryan. I read This Could Be Us, and now I have to read. Yes, I've read the whole series. My favorite series in that book in that series was the second one about the girl who was married. I can't remember the name of it right now, but the girl who was married to the white man, and she found out he was trash, and that was my favorite one of the series. I felt like the first one, I love Kennedy Ryan, but it was just like, oh my god, enough. I felt like that about the first one, but I like the third one as well. Although I felt like it kind of ended kind of abruptly. Like what happened then? But very good series. Um, Let me see. Always and never are exaggerations. Yeah. Yes. Okay. What is Karen Karen Donaldson is on here, you guys. My guest, who's been on the podcast a few times. She's my good friend, June Gemini. Geminis are typically crazy from my experience. Karen's more normal though. That's funny. I think I've heard of them. Yes. Another good read, Year of the Yes by Shonda Rhimes. Oh yeah. I remember when she wrote that book, but I never read it. My thing about self-help books, books that aren't fiction, um, I like to read those like separately from my books, or I like to listen to those sometimes. And I don't even know if that's the best for me because my mind tends to wander when I listen. And then I'll read my novels at night, when before I'm going to bed, to kind of relax me and mellow me out. So it was quick and painless. What did you do? Yeah, I might try StreamYard because yeah, I might try StreamYard. I just don't use it. Um, but you could come on if you can still come on. So anyway, so yes, Karen asks, can my motion sessions help people develop an exit plan? Yes, they absolutely can. We do all of those things. And it might not be something that we can cover in a complete session because the sessions run about 75 minutes, but we can talk about where you are in the process. You'll do a questionnaire before you come on the call, and then I'll have a little insight about where you are so I can prepare properly, and then we can go from there. And then if follow-up sessions are needed, they are at a discounted rate. So really, really helpful, I think, for people who are trying to get out. I've been gone since 2007 and I was not prepared. So I'm here to tell you how to be prepared. Um, okay. Try, free cycle, and try. I don't even understand what conversation is going on here, purpleness. It was quick and painless. Yes, John can get it. Okay. You guys are having a different conversation. um, Okay, so any other questions? Does anybody want to ask me anything? Anybody have any suggestions for the podcast that they want to see in 2026? I'm always open to suggestions. Um, Anything like that. I know what I have planned for you guys. Um, Thank you. See, let's just put it. Thank you. Yes, my motion session was priceless. Yes. Yeah, I get into it, guys. I get into it. And especially if you are wanting to leave corporate and you want to start something, or if you're trying to start something, I would suggest a motion hour for you for sure. Those are that's my jam. I love to talk about anything small business. Hello, Marcy82. How are you? Hello. Yeah, so that's kind of my jam. As somebody who has had one failed business and one successful business and now a successful podcast, I must say. Yeah, that's my jam. So if you have that like fear, and this is why I talk about this stuff so much on the podcast. Like I talk about all the things that I've gone through, like imposter syndrome, and having fear and waiting on people and letting, what other people do determine what it is that I'm going to do. I've done all of that stuff. I mean, I could just tell stories all day. So, and nothing feels better than when you just kind of like take those little bitty baby steps to do the thing. It's it I can't even, and it just doesn't even have to be a big deal, because I think sometimes when we're thinking about what we want to do and, some big dream that we have or challenge, we look at it as like the whole thing. And if you just do the little bitty baby steps, it just feels so good. And that's the thing. I try to tell this to, I always say my family member because I don't want it to come back, but I always try to tell this to one of my family members. It's just like you could sit on the sidelines from now on in the rest of your life, but sometimes you got to dip your toe in, you know, and I'm just not a sidelines type of person. And especially now, it's super easy to be online and just be a voyeur, to just watch people and not be doing stuff. And that even started to give me anxiety, especially when I know I had something I was trying to do. Um, Somebody says, what's the best way to communicate your boundaries without coming off that way? The older I get, um, I just say what I'm going to say. When you say that way, what does that mean? Like seem like a bitch, communicate your boundaries. I had a situation, come up today. I have rental property. I have a tenant. The tenant's trying it with me. She doesn't, I plan, I just communicate directly, and I think, and I don't want to say this for younger people to feel a certain kind of way, but I think the older you get, it's easier to say things directly. There's no hurt feelings. Just say what you need to say. You don't need to be rude. Um, Mental health impact. Okay, Natasha says we should do a mental health impact. I'm working on getting a psychologist. There's somebody I wanted to come on. I don't know how soon I'm going to be able to get her on because she's a little busy right now. There was another mental health professional. I'm working on it. I'm working on a few things. I'm working on medical. I'm working on mental. I'm working on memberships and groups, community for us. That's more private and really like workshopping where we need to go right now in lieu of everything that's happening, not just in this country, but just period with Black women. So those are the things that I'm working on right now. So I'm always thinking about it, literally all the time. You guys consume my thoughts because I want to make sure that I'm bringing you the right information. So, anybody else have any suggestions for what they want to see on the podcast? Ms. Mary, Sacramento, I'm a new subscriber. I haven't had the opportunity to review all of your videos, but have you touched on code switching for us older women? We have been working so long, it's hard to get rid of it. Well, I'm older. I don't know how older you are. A motion session, purple. Yeah, real quick, purpleness, coffeenocream.com/motion. We've talked about code switching. We haven't talked about it for older women, and that's a good point because we were taught to code switch. We do have, our kitchen table talk, and then we do have our work face. I don't think that's a problem. I don't think that's a problem. I feel like, and I made a comment under Natasha Williams' post today, actually on LinkedIn, because she did a post about people not feeling comfortable with inviting their coworkers to their wedding. I don't think you should feel. I don't think you have to. And I'm not a corporate girly anymore, but I feel as though code switching is necessary. I think it is important because, as we know, we are being watched, we are being critiqued and judged. Like, they're looking at what you wear, they're looking at where you live, they're looking at the vacations you take, and then it's just not safe. So I don't think there's a problem with code switching when necessary. You're just there for a paycheck. You're not trying to be best friends with these people. And I think that was my downfall and my problem before, because I trusted people too much and I thought people were my friends, and then they used that shit against you. So I code switch away. Just don't tell them all your business and go home, go to work, do your job and go home. That's what I feel about it, because if you're not code switching and you really tell people how it is, it's probably going to wind you up without a job. I don't see the problem with code switching at work, because I don't think we have the freedom to truly be ourselves in front of all audiences. This is just my belief. But maybe we can talk about it more. I'm 57 and been in my career. Yeah. What career are you in, Ms. Mary? Um, Tell us. Um, because I was, I don't know if I was really a code switcher. I was naive. I was raised around white people, so talking and talking proper, I didn't have to code switch to do that. That was just natural for me. But I realized my naivete and being too open and forthright and sharing. Um, yeah. Okay. I mean, that's just what I think, Ms. Mary. I just think that, at this point, what is the option? What is the option? You know? And it just depends to the level of code switching that you do, because some people probably take it way too far. I think we've come a long way in that regard, but I think we still have to be guarded. And next month, when I have Natasha's going to come back to share her cost of Black excellence research. From what she's sharing so far, it's a very common concern. And then you have stress behind all of it. You cannot allow yourself to be completely guard down at work. It's just not an option for Black women. It's just not an option. Yeah, and we do. Yeah, yeah, because we have enemies, even Black people. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Tammy talked about that. It was a very interesting perspective about that, how Black women treat each other. And yeah, there's so many perspectives. And again, you guys, I'm still working through post-traumatic stress slave syndrome by Joy DeGruy, just to get her perspective on it. Stephanie says many of the people you work with, you will not have a relationship with 5 years after you leave. You won't. You won't. And when I've looked back at some of the relationships that I had with some of the white women in the office that I last worked, I don't believe that was genuine. I have a recommendation of a possible collaboration. There is a fantastic woman on YouTube known as the Anne Marie, anti-HR lady. I love her. She actually followed me on TikTok. So I'm going to reach out to her. I would love to do a collaboration with her. She cracks me up. I watch her all the time on TikTok more than I do on YouTube. But yeah, we follow each other. So we know we're in each other's little, stratosphere a little bit. And she's been at it longer than I have, but she is great. And, she talks a lot about what you can do and how you can exit. She's great at that. Especially corporate and what you should do to prepare yourself. So I would highly recommend following Anti-HR Lady. Miss Kendra 96, she is one who didn't want me to sharing her. Oh, okay. She didn't want you sharing her stuff. Next, okay, CPJ Morgan. I think we code switch with our attire as well. Also raised around a lot of white people, but I manage my time strongly in the spaces I am in, spending more time with people I jive with. Absolutely. Um, Absolutely. I've said this before. I went natural when I wasn't working. I mean, I'm not embarrassed to say I don't know how it would have been to go natural while I was still working. Going through that, dealing with the questions and everything like that about my hair. Because I went natural in how old was I? I went natural 14 years ago. 14 years ago. So yeah, there's certain clothes we will not wear. I mean, obviously, there's certain clothes we should not wear, but we code switch in a lot of ways. But again, that's why you cannot make these jobs your everything. And I've talked about it. Like your job is a means to an end. Yes, a lot of us have spent a lot of time honing our crafts, studying, working our asses off to get here. And the job is very, very important. For a lot of us, it has become our complete and total identity. I I don't recommend it unless you're out and doing your own thing. And even then, I don't recommend it. It's not everything. You just have to be very, very careful. But we have to live in the world that we're in. And I think that we can complain about certain things or we can just do what we play along to get along, but that's just the job. That's just my feeling. You guys can disagree with me. Yeah, strategies, not feelings. LT80 says, hi, I love your content and gain a lot of useful information here. Thank you. I'm so glad you do. Um, well, small world, sorry that happened to you. Yeah, yeah. Someone at work tried to touch my fro and I whipped my head around so quick that she knew she messed up. Yeah, it's I have my gay boyfriend, I call him my gay boyfriend. He's half Mexican and half white, and he would always be reaching for my hair. It just was killing him. It was killing him to get in it. And I would be like, don't touch. Because you know what? When your hair is natural, like mine, my hair is a little wet right now because I went swimming this morning. And yeah, I just always feel like it's drying or something like that. If you ask me, but I haven't had a lot of people kind of reach towards my hair. One time I was at Neiman Marcus with my friend and this white woman was watching us. We were at the Bobby Brown counter. I will never forget it. And she comes up to us, and you could tell she had my hair was, froed out. I had my wash and go. And she comes up, and you could tell she was talking like this, I just want to tell you, like, your hair is really cool. Like, I was like, okay, like, calm down. She was so, but I know a lot of people like reach to touch my hair. Like, I just haven't had it. I get people saying stuff about it all the time, but nobody actually tries to touch it. That is not okay. Um, I don't know why coffee no cream isn't over 10,000. That's my friend, you guys. She's asking. I don't know. It's going to get there. Actually, I heard, who was it today? God, what is that rapper's name? He was talking about how they thought YouTube had suppressed a lot of the subscriber count for certain people. I don't think I'm big enough for them to do that yet, but saying that that was happening. Um, Miss Kendra says, I love that you both follow each other. Yes. Me and you and the anti-HR lady both offer such different services. Yes, you know, she's some great topics. I definitely express myself in fashion and speech. So if I have lost out on opportunities, it was worth it not to shrink myself. Um, just depends on what you value at the time. Okay, I put my phone on do not disturb, but the watch still rings. Swimming. Yes, I swim. I swim 50 lengths of the pool every Thursday. It's very good for you. Um, Hey y'all, I failed the most important licensing of my life and the imposter syndrome is killing me. Tell us more, Alexis. Alexa, K7E1X. What do you mean the imposter syndrome is killing you? Because you failed some. Oh Lord, my girlfriend is talking since I said that. What do you mean? She was fighting the urge to touch it. She was. We will never be lonely because white people will always be up in our business. Always. Been natural my entire professional life since undergrad. Yeah, I don't know how old you are, but natural was not the thing when I was in undergrad. Absolutely not. We were at school relaxing our hair. In fact, I came home. I went to school like an hour away, and I would drive home to get my hair done. No, 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 no. And then I thought I was gonna go natural. I was like, I'm gonna do it at 30. I didn't do it, and then I did it. And, it took me a minute. My hair was all black then, but it took me a minute to get used to it. Seriously. Because my sister has much softer, curlier hair. We look like we're sisters, but she can just like lay her stuff down with some conditioner. I can't do that. And my curls were not looking like I wanted them to look. And, I had to make peace with that and get used to it. Yes, Miss I want to say, Alexa, tell us, tell us. Okay, licensing exam, feeling like I didn't deserve to be in the space to begin with, and this confirmed it. No, it didn't. I don't know what the exam was. Okay, but everybody fails stuff. You know how many times people fail the bar and they're still lawyers? Sometimes people are not good at taking tests. Okay, and I don't know what this licensing exam test is like, but these people I used to work for that I talk about, the toxic client, they had an SAT test prep company. These people homeschooled their children and they couldn't afford to send their kids to college, so they had to learn how to take the SAT. I don't know if this is like this with your certificate program that you're trying to get, but test taking is a skill, you know, and the SAT, the ACT, from my understanding, they're logic tests. And you just need to learn how to take the test. I'm not saying that that's the case for your certificate exam, but you know what? You got to give yourself some grace. Like, do not beat yourself up. Go back and take the test again, recover, get yourself together. But that doesn't mean that, you don't belong in the space. That is not confirmation. I do not accept that. I do not accept that. So, I would accept it if you really thought about it and you decided that that's not what you wanted to do. I realize that, but make sure before you say that it's because it's really not something you want to do and it doesn't have anything to do with that test. I do not accept that. Gen Xer here, natural hair was unpopular back then. Yes, it was, unless you had some straight curly hair, which I clearly do not have. Um, Purpleness says these perms, wigs, and weaves are so harmful to our health. I've been natural for maybe 30 years. I got braids last summer. That was the first time I ever got braids. And I had scheduled an appointment with a girl here in St. Louis to do my braids. And she used natural hair. And when I got there, even though we had a mix up in the communication, she didn't have gray. So I didn't end up getting them done. And then when I went to Houston, my friend's sister-in-law did them for me, and she used synthetic hair, and it took forever because I have so much hair. I mean, to twist up my hair like this took like 7 hours. It's so much time. And you know, I just felt wrong about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to continue to twist my hair and try to grow it down. But I do believe it's, if you've ever watched them make that stuff and it's plastic, I believe that synthetic hair is not good for us either. I haven't done the research, but you know, um, I know it's hard. I worked in fashion and the arts. 4C hair born in 81. I worked in fashion. I didn't go natural until I was out of fashion. Someone said on the survey that we have imposed syndrome, not imposter syndrome. No, Natasha Williams is in the chat, Alexa. Never mind, Alexa. I'm talking to that Alexa. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so just called me my sister's name. Remember, Natasha, remember, will you mark that down to talk about that when we have you back on the podcast? Was the bar exam, unfortunately. Girl, the bar exam, oh my God. Was that the first time you took the bar exam? No, do not believe that. The bar exam is hard. People take the bar exam like four. I knew a girl, and she was always bragging about her brother who was in law school. He took that bar exam like 4 times. Please, please do not think that you are not meant to be an attorney because you didn't pass the bar exam one time. I know it hurts. I do. I know it hurts. Because if you're anything like me, I mean, up until this point, think about it. You've done all of the things. You got into college, you got into law school, like you hit those markers and you were able to surpass those 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 gates, that keep people out. And to not pass the bar can hurt. But girl, that's just one thing. Don't let them people take you out of here with that exam. You have spent too much time preparing for this. Hell, even even if I wasn't going to practice law, I would take that bar exam until I passed it because you just went through way much to not to not see it through at this point. Please do not give up. Please do not give up. That was the first time. And I don't know if there are resources. I have to ask my friend who's an attorney. She's like a patent attorney, which seems like the hardest attorney to be, but I'm going to ask her. But, a lot of people fail the bar exam. Just research it. Research failing the bar exam. I don't know about talking to Chat GPT about it, but research it. You're not the only one. Research what people have learned, what they did differently. Just research um, failing the bar exam and see what you come up with to see if you can help yourself get through this time. And then just give yourself a minute and then take it again. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Someone said, okay, I see that. I see that. Yeah. Stephanie says, yeah, almost everyone fails a bar exam at least once. Yeah, it's like, please. Yeah. Um, uh, I'm falling at you too. What did Stephanie say? Hold on. So I am failing at YouTube. Yeah, like, listen, I put up videos you guys love. I put up videos you don't love. Okay, I'm not going to quit YouTube because you don't love all my videos, all my posts. I'm just getting started on LinkedIn. Nobody's paying attention to anything I'm saying, right? Nobody. I'm not failing. I'm doing. You're always learning. It's not a failure. God, I just feel so strongly about this. I hope you take it again. Um, See, look at, I just Googled Kamala Harris, Mitchell, who Mitchell? Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, and FDR have failed it. There you go. There you go. See, that's my girl. She be researching stuff. Yeah. Don't ever, yes, Essence, never give up. Never. And Caloa 8,500, 7,500, 75% fail the first time. Yeah. Yeah. Just yeah, like Stephanie just did, just research it. Like you're not alone, you know. These tests, I'm telling you. And I wonder. So that client that I worked for who did the SAT test prep, her son is a corporate attorney. He's the one who sparked off the whole thing because they learned how to take a test. So she created a program. I didn't finish the story. They learned how to take a test. She learned how to take a test. They learned how to take a test. And the son got a shit ton of scholarships because he learned how to take a test. And then I think he got grad school paid for, and he's a corporate attorney. And then the daughter is um, an FBI special agent. You know, test taking, do some research on test taking. Do some research on test taking. Yeah, do not let that deter you. Take the time you need to prepare for it again. Get your mind right, pray about it, whatever it is you believe in, do, you know, just get your mind right. But don't let that deter you, please. All right, guys, I've been on here 12 minutes longer than I'm supposed to. Does anybody? Oh, here we got another comment. I can't stay. Just wanted to say hi. Z Pickens 9049. Hi. Happy New Year. Yes, catch the replay. It was a little slow starting, Z Pickens, because you know people were shy to talk. I passed the bar exam with read bar review. Okay, is that like Princeton Review or like Kaplan or something like that? Rose LLC. Is that, can you just tell us read bar review? I don't know. Somebody can look that up really quick. Um, Princeton Review, Kaplan. Yeah. Okay. I didn't pass the first time with a different company. Okay. So it's a prep company. And was it good? Was read bar review good? See, Alex, you got people on here. This is good information. Yes, but it's smaller company. Right. The company that I was working for all those years, they were a smaller company. They weren't Kaplan. They weren't Princeton Review. But then you know what? Now Princeton Review, because of this woman, because Princeton Review and Kaplan, I know they all teach strategy. There's it's logic. I don't know if the bar is like that. I'm just saying. So this review company might be really, really good. This is good information. Smaller, not as well known, very helpful. Okay, Rose. So how many times did it take you to pass? Did you pass? You said the second time. So yeah, yeah, with shortcuts to help you remember. All right, read bar review. Are you still on, Alexa? Are you still on? Read bar review. Listen to this woman. She knows how to do it. I am not a lawyer. Okay, thank you. See, that's awesome. Yay. See there? Aren't you glad you showed up today? Anybody else want to share? See, this is why you guys should have come on. Only one person took me up on my offer to come join me. And you know, there's help out here. If we just get together, there's help. If I can't help you, by all means, let me connect you to somebody who can. Yes, you are going to get it. All right, guys, I've been on here for an hour and 14 minutes. Does anybody have anything else they want to say before I wish you guys a good night and go eat my dinner? Anyone? I'm happy I was vulnerable. See, yes. And that's the thing. Being vulnerable, you know, I'm a pretty vulnerable person. I tell you guys my business. And that's the only way to connect with people. That's the only way to connect with people. So let people know what you need because people are often more than willing and wanting to help you. Let people know what you need, right? We may very well help this woman become what do you guys get? Certified attorney? I love that. Anybody else? Anything? Anything? I'm about to go. This has been fun. I don't know if I'm going to do it again though. Maybe I'll try it on StreamYard and you guys will be more willing to come and talk to me live. Somebody suggested it and I wanted to do it, but one of you did it. No? All right. I'm out. I'm leaving. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will see you guys sometime in February. Yeah. Anyone taken what? Standard due to a stressful job? What's taken STD? What is that? Can they retaliate? What does STD mean? I don't know what that means. It doesn't mean what I think it means. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go, guys. But good night. Have a great night, and I will see you guys next week on the podcast, and then next month on the live. Bye.